Can you believe it? You are new. Welcome. Lifestyle, motherhood, beauty, and hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. If you're new here, my name is Tamika, and on this channel, I share lifestyle, motherhood, beauty, and real life moments. So for weeks, I have debated, whether or not I should come public about what I have to say today. But as you guys may have already noticed, some of you guys might have seen it from the previous vlog and had questions, but we're not. Didn't want to share your questions. But yes, I am pregnant, and I know this is. I might not be the first because, however, like I said, I'm pregnant at 40, and I know someone else out there may be having the same experience as myself. So I just wanted to kind of share my story and, my reaction and all of that, finding out I was pregnant at 40. Even saying those words feel so unreal to me right now. Like, I still can't believe it that I having a baby at 40. Like, I have a 20-year-old and a 14-year-old who's about to go to high school. Yeah, so this was very unexpected. So this pregnancy definitely caught me off guard. And I was filled with so many different emotions when I found out. I was shocked. It just felt like a roller coaster experience. Um, shock, gratitude, fear, excitement, and so much more that I don't even know how to express, but I'm super thankful, I have gotten past that shock phase and now I've accepted what is to be. So today I'm just going to be sharing my journey so far, from how I found out, my first symptoms, how I reacted, what pregnancy over 40 feels like, what it has been like so far, and what this journey is teaching me. All right, so I did write a couple of talking points down. This way I can kind of get my thoughts together. So yeah, grab your snack, get comfy, and let's chat. All right, so finding out. Okay, so pregnancy was the never on my mind, like completely. I was done having kids, according to me, but that's not the Lord's plan, obviously. Obviously, that's not the Lord's plan. But yeah, I really believe the changes I was experiencing were just part of getting older. Really and truly, I thought I was going through perimenopause. Actually, I keep telling my mom, like, this is how I'm feeling. Like, I haven't seen my period for 2 months, but I've been talking to older people, and they're like, yeah, that's normal when you're at like this age, and that can happen. Miss your period for 2 months. So yeah, that was because I was just definitely in denial, like that. There is no way, right? So they're like, yeah, your body start changing, hormone changes, your cycle can change. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely what's happening because I can't be pregnant for sure. So as we all know, many women begin experiencing perimenopause around this time, in the early 40s. So naturally, that's where my mind went. But then I started noticing more symptoms. I was constantly exhausted. Like, I would wake up in the morning and I was just like, I don't want to get out of bed. I come home from work. I just don't want to do anything. I just want to go lay down in my bed. So I was telling my mom, like, I think I am maybe depressed. Maybe I'm depressed. And I'm going through that phase. Because now I'm just thinking all sorts of things except being pregnant. Yeah. So, I knew I felt different, but I couldn't explain why or what was going on with these changes that was happening to my body. Um, My breasts were kind of, swollen a little bit, felt kind of sore. But still, yeah, these are some signs that can be caused by perimenopause also. Because I was using Chat GPT and they were like, "Yeah, girl, that could be." Yeah. So, I was telling my husband, and he was also like, "Yeah, that can't be, man. That can't be." Because I was like, "I need to take a pregnancy test because something is not right." Like I didn't know what I was going through, but I knew something was happening with my body, and I needed to figure it out what it was. So I was telling my husband, I'm like, I'm going to buy a pregnancy test. He's like, you don't need to do that because nothing is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just being lazy. And I was like, no, I don't feel like myself. So I finally decided to go and buy um, a pregnancy test. I bought two. I did the first one and it came back with the two lines. But one was like faded, it was like fainted, so it wasn't clear. And he goes like, see, tell you, nothing wrong with you. I was like, all right. But in my mind, I was like, why does it even have two lines, even though one is fainted? I was still like, yo, that's concerning. I did the other one the next day because I'm like, yo, if I see two lines again, that's kind of confirming. I did again. It was the same two lines, also fainted. And I was like, all right, but it can be. And he keeps telling me it can't be. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, it can be. Um, yeah. So that was that. And he was just like, yeah, that can't be. All right. Next, let's talk about my emotions. The emotions came flooding in, but it wasn't at the time when I did that pregnancy test. When my emotions started to act, when reality really kicked in was when I was telling my mom about the test that I did, and she was like, you know what, you need to stop diagnosing yourself and go and see a doctor. Made the appointment. I went to my doctor to do a pregnancy test. Test came back positive, and let me tell you, like I literally burst out into tears, crying because I'm like, what is she? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's talking about. But a part of me kind of like I kind of knew. I don't know how to explain it because I wasn't expecting it, but after seeing those two lines, I was like, yes, something was not right, So that first confirmation really was like, ooh, it was just tears of being shocked. Like I was not expecting to be a mom again at 40, So I was just shocked, terrified, confused honestly. All sorts of things started going through my mind, like what am I doing with a baby at 40? My son is 20 in November. Like, I could be a grandma at this time. So those were some of the emotions that I was going through, things that were running through my head. Yeah, my mind just immediately started racing. um Would everything be okay? Absolutely. Would my pregnancy be healthy? I hope so. So far so good. Fingers crossed. We have a happy, healthy baby. As of now, I don't know what the gender is as yet. However, I'm hoping that it is a girl because you already know I have two boys. So it'd be really nice to have a little girl in the house. Something different. Yeah, and I was also thinking, how would my body handle pregnancy differently at 40? Honestly, to me, like right now, I'm just exhausted, 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 exhausted. I cannot stop using those words. My back hurt, and I'm not even at the halfway mark right now. You guys are seeing this video on Sunday. I am literally like 18 weeks pregnant, and already my legs feel like they're giving way. um feel like I can't what? Yeah, but that's how I've been feeling lately. Other than that, during my trimester, I must say it's been really, really good. Besides the exhaustion that I was feeling and just kind of laziness, I haven't had any morning sickness. Thank God for that because with my first one, I had a really, 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 really bad experience. I got so skinny. I lost a whole lot of weight. I went to like 98 pounds, and that's when I was actually giving birth. I was like 98 pounds, less than 100 pounds. That's crazy. But this time around, it's very, very much different. Um, yeah. One thing I've learned is that two emotions can exist at the same time because even though I was feeling, scared, I was still kind of excited. Yeah, and I'm very grateful because I know a lot of people my age, or even younger than me, who wants to have kids cannot have kids. And here I am at 40, who's like, I don't want any more kids, but yet the Lord had decided to bless us with another child, and I'm super super grateful, and I'm very very thankful. I know I have a really supportive system around me. I have my mom, I have my in-laws, and yeah, I know I'm going to be good, but like I said, it's just the fear of starting over. I feel like, yeah, I think that's just my main thing. It's just like starting over at 40 is kind of scary for me. Yeah. So those feelings doesn't cancel out each other. They just simply make you human. Right. All right. So pregnancy after 40, right? One thing I've realized is that pregnancy after 40 isn't nearly as uncommon as I have thought because, when the more I tell people right now, the more stories I keep hearing. Like my mom works at her salon, and she keeps coming home telling me every day now somebody over 40 is pregnant. Okay, like one of her friends, I think she's like 40, 45. She literally just had a baby. And she's like, oh, another lady came and she's like, she had her baby at like 40 something. I'm like, all right, clearly this is not uncommon as to what I had thought, but my mom had the same um, experience also. She had my brother very close to 40 also. So, yeah, many women are having healthy pregnancies later in life. And it's okay, especially if you don't have kids and it happens in your 40s. That's exciting news. And yeah, yeah, of course, doctors often monitor pregnancies over 40 more closely because there can be additional risks. But every woman, every pregnancy, every baby is different. I've learned not to compare myself or my journey to anyone else's for those reasons. Instead, I'm just focusing on taking care of myself, going to every prenatal appointment, drinking more water, eating nourishing food, taking my prenatal vitamins, and getting rest whenever my body tells me it needs it. Because right now, my body is doing something absolutely amazing, and I am super, super grateful. Yes, grateful. Yeah, I feel like it's a whole new experience though. Like I feel like it's 14 years later. I feel like I don't remember what this experience was like. So it's 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 yeah. And I feel like I'm liking it too. Like the more time progressed, the more I have kind of accepted it, I should say. Like now I'm everywhere. I'm looking at Pinterest and I'm looking at baby strollers, I'm looking at bottle warmers, I'm looking at all sorts of things. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're enjoying this a little bit too much. Yeah, so, all right. So, the next thing I want to talk about is some of my symptoms. Like I mentioned before, the first trimester was not crazy, thank God. The only thing that affected me was just exhaustion, feeling just fatigue and just tired right throughout. So right now, some days I feel great, other days not so much. So what I've been doing is extreme exhaustion, sore breasts, my back is hurting. I don't have food cravings. Actually, I feel like I have reduced eating. Like I cannot seem to eat a lot anymore. Like my proportion, food wise, we're eating has definitely decreased, which is good because right now I'm already at 182 pounds. I mean, I wasn't far from that. I gained like 7 pounds so far. Um, so that's good because I don't want to gain too much weight because then I have to put in a whole bunch of work to lose all that weight after birth. Um, Trouble sleeping, that's a big thing for me at nighttime. I find it so hard to just get in a comfortable position and actually fall asleep. I just keep tossing and turning, and even that in itself is a whole process. Because you can't just be like throwing yourself, you have to like ease yourself up in a timely manner, switching from one side to the next. So it's a lot, and my bed is like super, super high. I was just telling my husband, like, I think I might have to start sleeping on the floor because this is getting too much for me to climb in bed. Yeah, or I'm gonna have to get a step stool or something, but I don't know if that's really safe, so I wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, um, I have some round ligament pain. Um, my belly is growing extremely faster than expected. But I think it's because, I already had two kids, the muscles were already stretched. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. I don't know. I'm not a my emotions are high and low sometimes. One thing that really surprised me was how quickly my body started changing. Like I mentioned before, my stomach got really, really big. I kept looking in the mirror and I'm like, wait, am I already showing already? Like I remember I literally told the doctors at work like that I'm pregnant, and then like 2 weeks later it's like boom, here I am. We just popped out. Yeah, it's like so. Like I said, every pregnancy is different. Because with my first son, at 3 months, 4 months, I had nothing showing. Like you could never tell I was pregnant. So I'm learning not to judge my body and you know, appreciate everything it's doing. Right. So what this experience has taught me. So if there's one thing this pregnancy has taught me is it's that in life it's that life doesn't always follow follow the plans we make, obviously. So sometimes we have our own plans, but God's plan is that's the only plan, because maybe I was done having kids. Done having kids. I was on birth control and I had stopped taking those pills like 3 years now. So no, I'm like, yeah, I'm good because I'm in the 40s. Like, can't be me. Can't be me at all. But here I am. But like I said, that's God's plan, and it cannot be unwritten. That was ordained. It was already written and planned for us. So we have no control over that. Because as much as we might want to think we want to rule our destiny, we cannot do that. The blessings were never expected. Can end up becoming the biggest ones. This lesson has reminded me to slow down, give myself grace, to trust my body, to trust God's timing, and to embrace each day as it comes, even when I don't have all the answers. Right? Yeah, and like I said, just trust the process. Everything will be okay. I remember when I had my first son, he was only 21. He was only 21. We had just moved in together. We literally was just starting life. But no matter what happened or what challenges we faced, Like I can never recall being in need of anything. Never, never. Like my God never fails me. Never, you know. Um, he always finds a way. He always makes a way for us. We were never in need of anything. You know, my baby had a great life up until this day. These kids are blessed and highly favored. And I can say that for myself as well, you know. No matter what the trial and tribulation or how am I feeling this moment, like we didn't want a kid or we do feel like we can take on another kid right now. But like I said, things happen and you just have to trust the process, trust the God Almighty, and everything is going to be okay. And like I mentioned before, I have a really strong support system who's willing to help us every step of the way, and I am super, super grateful for them. All right, so what's next? This is only the beginning of my journey. So over the coming months, I'll be sharing everything with you guys. Some pregnancy update. Maybe I'll take you to some of my appointments, baby shopping, preparing my home, the highs, the lows, the challenges, the emotions, um, and eventually meeting our little one. Yeah. So yeah, if you'd like to come along for the journey, I'd absolutely love to have you here. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your post notification. This way you don't miss any uploads from your girls for your updates. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch and allow me to share such a personal chapter of my life. If you've experienced pregnancy after 40, or even if you're currently on this journey, I would love to hear your story in the comments below. Your words could encourage someone else, another woman who may need to hear this today. Just give them some words of encouragement and how you dealt with that process. And if this video brought you comfort or made you feel less alone, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel and lets me know you'd like to see more pregnancy and motherhood content. Thank you again for being here, for supporting me, and for walking alongside me through this new season of life. I'll see you in my next video. Take care and God bless.
This stays on my mind. This stays on my mind. Trying to put a mother on my basic feeling.